Let me start out. My mother was a stripper, so let's start there. My dad was.
We're gonna start on the pole. What a place to start. We're gonna start on the pole.
Let's
and
start
stripper
there.
back then.
Marketing.
This is a different world.
No. It was pasties. They were pasties, so we're all good. There was no pictures ever crossed the threshold of the house. So my mom was a stripper. My dad was a naval aviator, Navy fighter pilot. So go from there. 17 schools, growing up, lived in a bunch of countries. Ended up San Diego State, 5 years at the beach. Couldn't get any better than that. Absolutely.
Love it. I used to live there. I love it out there.
Tried to play golf. Didn't quite make it, but I had a good time. I ended up running golf tournaments for the first few years out of college. Okay. Then I ended up going back to New York and got a job at Dancer, Fitzgerald, and Sample Advertising. If you watch Madmen, aka the name of the show here, you've heard of it, DFS. I worked on Hamm's Beer, Legs Pantyhose. You can blame me. I signed Bruce Jenner for Wheaties. I also signed Mark Spitz for Schick. So those were the halcyon days, if you will. Did that for several years, and then I ended up getting a job, which I'm going to tell a little story about it in a few minutes. I ended up going to Anheuser-Busch as their first director of sports programming and entertainment. Wow. Which was just a career maker. I mean, you can just imagine.
But groundbreaking. Everyone's got one now, but back then, this was pushing the limit. You didn't have a sports marketing division. You didn't have sponsorships.
No, this was their first foray into that. Right. Did Anheuser-Busch, had a great time there for several years. Then I ended up going to New York and kind of opening my own company with the guys who created the egg for Legs Pantyhose. Yep. Crazy. Did that. There at the agency, and then they got sold to Saatchi & Saatchi Advertising. Yeah. So I was a partner. I ended up going in. I got named chairman of Saatchi & Saatchi Marketing Services Worldwide. Wow. So lived all over the world, did a bunch of work with a bunch of Olympics, had a great time. They lost their minds. I mean, the Saatchi brothers absolutely lost their minds. I mean, these guys were nuts. Got the business back, kept it independent, and then I sold it to Cox Enterprises. There you go. Cox Enterprises, spectacular company. You know it. They're amazing. Jim Kennedy, the leadership there is absolutely the best.
Legends in Atlanta.
Yeah. So I stayed at Cox until I hit the magic age, if you will. And I graduated from Cox. Ended up working for Mayor Reed for a few years, running integrated marketing and partnerships for the city of Atlanta. The new mayor came in. I got canned. It was over. Got canned. And then I started my own company back up again. And then I ended up working for an agency here that did marketing for the Air National Guard, the Secret Service, and the Capitol Police. Wow. Left there recently, and now back out on my own doing consulting for a number of agencies.